From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Monday morning. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend out there. We got only a few more days to go in this year, 2025. Okay, we have some patchy freezing fog that could come back for tomorrow morning. High temperatures are going to be cold through January 1st, and then after that, we'll start to trend a little bit warmer, and shower chances are going to return for January 1st and beyond. Right now, you're taking a live look at Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of our very own Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. Not seeing much out there for this morning, and it looks as if the fog is mainly in the foothills of Kittitas County and in the mountains of Yakima County. So up into the Cascades this morning, temperatures look at this, 18 degrees in Ellensburg, 29 for Sunnyside, 24 for the Tri-Cities. So yes, you will need all the layers this morning as you're headed out the front door. Now the good news is that we will see a decent amount of sunshine for today. The bad news is that look at those high temperatures. We're going to struggle to make it out of the mid-30s for the lower Columbia Basin. Low to mid-30s, a pretty good bet for lower elevations. But again, we could add another layer on top of this for tomorrow morning in that the freezing fog could come back. So I'll talk about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a disturbance call in Kennewick leads to an arrest early Sunday morning. Coming up, what deputies say happened when they arrived to the scene.
And the new year is set to bring big changes to the Pacific Northwest. Everything from changes to paid leave and minimum wage to DUI laws, taxes, and rent protections. What you need to know before new laws start is straight ahead.
And Washington State Trooper Tara Marissa Guting's remembered for a life of service, kindness, and purpose. Coming up, how family, friends, and fellow troopers honored her life and legacy over the weekend. It's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. It is Monday, December 29th. We have officially hit that span of
where you
Christmas
don't really
break.
know what day it is. You don't really know what's going on.
You have no clue.
We're just waiting for New Year's Eve.
Yeah, so I love the fact that I get to sit here and say the date and the day.
'Cause that's how you would know it.
It's a hard reset.
Yeah.
Because I was on the phone yesterday
understand.
and someone said, well, when was, and I said, I don't even know what day, what the date is. I know nothing.
Absolutely. And I might forget it afterwards, too.
I know, but it is Monday. We're here, and of course, we have a lot of news to get to this morning.
That's right. And we do want to start with a crime alert out of Benton County. That's where deputies were called out early yesterday morning after reports of a disturbance involving two men in East Kennewick.
Yeah, so according to the sheriff's office, the call came in around 2:30. It happened near East 23rd Avenue and Oak Street. Deputies searched the area. They located one of the men walking nearby, and they later determined he had two outstanding warrants for his arrest. Investigators say that man was initially uncooperative, but deputies were able to use some de-escalation techniques and took him into custody without incident.
Now, during a search, authorities say they found suspected illegal drugs and drug paraphernalia. The man was booked into the Benton County Correction Center on warrants and additional drug-related charges.
At 5:03, staying in Benton County this morning, Fire District 2 is boosting safety on the roads with a HASS Alert Safety Cloud technology system. So they say this district's emergency vehicles will now send digital alerts to nearby drivers, giving them about 30 seconds to slow down or move over. This smart warning system, compatible with apps like Waze and Apple Maps, could help reduce crash risks by up to 90%. Officials say it will establish a safer environment for crews and surrounding motorists.
5:03 and in continuing coverage on the Washington State Patrol trooper who was killed earlier this month. Now, over the weekend, it was an emotional goodbye at the memorial service in Tacoma that was held for Tara Marissa Guting. Bridget Chavez has the story.
Washington State Trooper Tara Marissa Guting is remembered as a woman who lived with purpose and loved without reservation.
Tara had a way of making those around her feel seen, welcomed, and most importantly, valued. She would listen with a true sense of care.
Guting was killed in the line of duty on December 19th, responding to a crash on Highway 509. She was born in Hawaii, loved fishing and being with family. In 2019, she married her husband, Tim, and together they shared their home with 4 pets. Her sister remembered Tara through one of her favorite characters.
Stitch was her favorite, and as you can see here on stage, He truly represents who Tara was. Small but strong, gentle but fierce, loving but unafraid to be a little wild.
Amazing grace.
Before fulfilling her lifelong dream in law enforcement, Tara served 8 years as a signal intelligence analyst in the Army National Guard.
Her why? It was simple but not easy. It was to change the face of law enforcement, turning all the negativity into something positive.
WSP troopers stood shoulder to shoulder, remembering a colleague and friend they say brought light into every room.
In my 30 years, I cannot think of somebody that was more upbeat and with such a good attitude as Tara had. I mean, her attitude was infectious, and it just spread like wildfire.
Her kindness, respect, and gentle spirit were a constant, never wavering no matter the circumstance.
Her life ended, but her legacy lives on.
Tara, well, today our hearts ache with your absence. We know you did. We know you did not leave us behind. You remain bound to us by a love that does not end, walking with us just beyond our sight until the day we are able to be together again. We love you.
On Saturday, Governor Bob Ferguson ordered all flags to be lowered in honor of the fallen trooper. Also, in a quick update, the second vehicle believed to be involved in that hit and run has been impounded, but investigators say the driver remains at large. Anybody with information is urged to contact the Tacoma Police Department. And of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest as the story develops.
5:07 now, and as the new year approaches, major law changes are set to take effect across Oregon and Washington.
Everything from paychecks and workplace protections to DUI laws and rent rules. Here's a look at some of the most impactful laws going into effect in the new year.
Starting in the Evergreen State, workers will see expanded paid family and medical leave protections. Beginning January 1, employers with as few as 25 employees must guarantee job protection for workers returning from leave. Washington is also making a major change to DUI laws. The state is extending the look-back period for prior DUI convictions from 10 years to 15. That means older DUI cases can now count toward felony charges and sentencing. All nicotine products, including vapes, will be taxed at 95% of the selling price, significantly raising costs. There's also a new plastic bag fee, the new price, 12 cents, up from 8. And paychecks will look different too. Washington is set to have the highest state minimum wage in the country in 2026, with hourly pay rising above $17 an hour due to inflation adjustments. I hit the streets of downtown Kennewick to see what people had to say about some of the changes. What about minimum wage going up? What is your thought on that?
You know, I think that's good, and yet, you know, is it really enough? I mean, the reality is that once again they give us a little bit here, and then they give the chips here and chips there. And then we look at it, and then we figure, and it comes out like before. We're still not getting what we really need.
Yeah, that's mostly, I think, what we're making. So.
Yeah, definitely contributes to the economy rising.
Meanwhile, in the Beaver State, new workplace transparency rules go into effect. Employers will be required to provide clear pay statements for new hires, including detailed breakdowns of wages, deductions, and benefits. Oregon is also expanding unemployment benefits for workers who go on strike. Beginning in 2026, eligible workers could receive up to 10 weeks of unemployment pay during a labor strike. Renters will see changes as well. New housing laws in Oregon will place limits on rent increases in mobile home parks and marinas, aimed at providing more stability for tenants. So, a new year comes new laws. But for Raymond Tong, he has this message going into 2026.
We need to ban those Americans and stand and say, look, here's where it's at. You know, we matter. Too. That's what matters. We matter too.
And one more change in Oregon is House Bill 3522, which allows landlords to use the forcible entry and detainer process for evicting squatters.
Most laws will take effect January 1st of 2026, just a few days away. State officials encourage residents and businesses to review the changes now so that there are no surprises when the new year arrives.
And keep it here because coming up next, 2 helicopters seen taking off just minutes apart collided in midair and came crashing down near a busy road. Now this morning, investigators are working to figure out how it all went so wrong. We'll hear from eyewitnesses and the police chief on the latest in the investigation. That's coming up in your national headlines.
Back here at home, though, giving you a live look outside from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert is going to break down your first alert forecast coming up after the break.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Merry Christmas to you and yours from Daikin, everyone at Bruce Heating and Air. We're proud to be in your community. We wish you a safe holiday and all the best in the new year.
Unwrap the gift of music at Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos. Bring home the timeless sound of a Yamaha piano this holiday season, either acoustic or digital pianos. Enjoy 0% financing for 24 months now through January 5th. Available in-store and online. From uprights to grands and the Yamaha Clavinova, all delivering incredible sound with a beautifully natural feel. Make your home sing this Christmas with Yamaha from Dickerson's Tri-City Pianos in Richland.
At Furniture Row, a new year calls for a new sofa, sectional, dining group, bedroom set, mattress, and more. Because during the New Year's Super Sale, getting it all has never been easier. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. And check out doorbusters while they last, plus 60 months no interest. Say goodbye to tired old designs. And hello to killer new looks at great prices. The New Year's Super Sale, on now at Furniture Row.
Since 1947, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 112, has proudly trained skilled electricians through our apprenticeship program. Serving communities across Southeast Washington and Northeast Oregon, we've powered residential, commercial, and industrial projects with dedication and expertise. From today's energy demands, data centers, solar and wind farms, Local 112 electricians deliver safe, reliable solutions. Local 112, building a brighter future.
The White Card, a powerful resource for former Hanford and DOE employees. If you worked in the area and have come down with cancer, lung disease, Parkinson's, or renal failure, you may be eligible for financial compensation and healthcare services. A simple phone call can get the process started. Atomic Home Health. Don't wait. Call today.
The party's just getting started. New Year's Rockin' Eve is turning up live with performances by Mariah Carey, Post Malone, the legendary Diana Ross, and more. New Year's Rockin' Eve live December 31st on ABC.
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Current road conditions definitely not looking as bad as some of the mornings we were tracking just last week. But a closer look at some of the Blue Mountain passes, because that map could be a little bit deceiving. There are some spots of ice per ODOT for I-84 Cabbage Hill. Traction tires are advised. And then for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, there is compact snow, so traction tires would also be advised. Okay, now let's talk about the freezing fog that we could see for tonight into tomorrow morning. Now, for this morning, it looks as if the fog is mostly up in the Cascades, but we'll have better chances of fog over the next handful of mornings because of this. High pressure just situated over the Pacific Northwest. And so what happens during the winter when high pressure is over us is that cold air drains from the mountains down into the valleys, the basin, and the foothills. So that's why we could see some freezing fog. Now, for tonight, it's going to be after midnight. First, it'll pop up in the Kittitas Valley. And then for tomorrow, Looks like it could be over the entire region. Now, model consensus is saying that the best chances are going to be in the Walla Walla Valley, also in the Kittitas Valley, but we can't rule out some patchy, dense freezing fog for points in between. So this means you're going to have to take it slow on that morning commute because visibilities are going to be bad, they could be bad, and the roadways could be a little bit slick. Okay, and that high pressure going to keep us dry through Wednesday, but shower chances coming back for January 1st and beyond. I'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. 5:15, and taking a look at your national headlines this morning. An investigation is underway after two helicopters crashed into each other in southern New Jersey.
This happened Sunday morning. The crash killed one pilot and critically injured the other pilot.
Amanda Pitts spoke with witnesses who saw the helicopters crash. Take a look.
I saw one go down, and then I saw the other one go down, and it was a little bit of disbelief. It's like, is that really happening?
Sal Filipino couldn't believe his eyes when the two pilots he'd just watched take off from the Hamilton Municipal Airport in their helicopters crashed minutes into their flight. He owns the cafe at the airport.
It was shocking. Still shaking a little bit to see that happen. They were just at our cafe having breakfast. They're regulars. They come in. They seem to be very nice people.
Investigators say the pilots collided in midair around 11:25 this morning, crashing into this field off of Route 30 by Basin Road in Hamilton, New Jersey. One pilot died. The other was flown to a trauma center in critical condition.
Reports were that they were flying in tandem, that they were flying close together, which is probably what caused the collision to occur.
Seconds before the crash, Diana Clough noticed something was off with the choppers. She was in a parking lot a few yards away.
And they were flying lower than I would presume a helicopter would be, and they were flying really close together, like too close. And I say to myself, my God, I hope they're just flying too close. I hope they don't clip each other. And the minute I said it to myself, the impact occurred.
A witness captured this video of one helicopter spinning out of control before crashing and catching fire.
It's something no one should actually see in their lives.
As the investigation by the FAA and NTSB is just beginning, Hamilton's police chief is reflecting on how this could have been much worse.
And both pilots are reportedly from the region.
Yeah, as of this morning, authorities have not released their identities. An investigation, of course, continuing.
And keep it here because coming up next, Josh Colbert is back with how your weather is looking. It's all coming up in that full First Alert weather forecast in just a few minutes.
If you have an injury claim and are considering a settlement with the insurance company, make sure you're compensated for every element of damage you're entitled to. This holiday message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. The best friend. So happy together. And the first timer. The neighborhood hero. And the out-of-towners. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Red Tag. Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on this Silverado with over $7,900 total value. Plus, Costco executive members can get a $12.50 members-only incentive.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
These hands are working hands. My hands are the most important tools I have. You need to take care of them. That's where O'Keeffe's comes in.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
Also, try O'Keeffe Skin Repair Body Creams.
These hands create all of the materials I work with dry out my hands. If my hands get really dry, I can't do my job. I depend on O'Keeffe's.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
O'Keeffe's is hard-working skincare.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford Crew Final Days. Initiate Final Days protocol.
And just announced Final Days bonus cash. That's 1,000 bonus cash back, and that's on top of other offers.
Hurry! Built Ford tough trucks are moving fast. Ford SUV is almost gone. Built Wild Bronco family adventure is selling quick.
Lease a Bronco Big Ben for $339 a month for $36, or a Bronco Sport Big Ben for $269 a month for $36. Only at your local Ford dealer.
If you have an injury claim and are considering a settlement with the insurance company, make sure you're compensated for every element of damage you're entitled to. This holiday message is brought to you by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is going to be cold this week, folks. Now, nothing out of the ordinary. We'll be about 5 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year. So for today, these aren't the lows, these are the highs. We'll be in the 30s across the map, even some 20s in the Blue Mountains, but 35 for the Tri-Cities, 35 for Yakima, 31 for Ellensburg. And then for tonight, this is when it gets real cold, as we'll be down into the 20s, 20 for Ellensburg, 22 for Sunnyside, 22 for the Tri-Cities. Doesn't look like we have any teens on the map, so I guess we'll take that as a win. Okay, here are the high temperatures over the next 7 days in the Tri-Cities. You see, we'll keep it in the same territory through Thursday, which is January 1st. So 5 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year, but then highs surging upwards after that. By Sunday, we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That'll put us around 50 degrees in the Tri-Cities. And then in terms of those low temperatures, we'll still be in the low 20s through Wednesday night. A little transitional night for Thursday night, and then back up around freezing for the nights of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, and as we warm things up, that means that the forecast is also going to turn a little bit more active. Shower chances coming back for Thursday and beyond. Here's what it's going to look like in the Tri-Cities. Just 10 to 20% shower chances for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then in the Yakima Valley, it looks like maybe some of that stuff is going to hold off until Friday, but also low-end rain chances about 20% for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So here are some of the rainfall totals we're expecting during the stretch. 4 a.m. on Thursday to 4 a.m. next Monday, maybe getting upwards of an inch of liquid water up in the Cascades, around ½ an inch for the Blues, but not much doing at all for lower elevations. And then in terms of the wintry, the snow of it all, if you will, 4 a.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. next Monday. Models for now only going with 3 to 4 inches of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass. So pass travel could get a little bit dicey, but it doesn't really look like we'll have any chain requirements or pass closures, at least at this juncture. Okay, here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Cold and dry through Wednesday, then perhaps a flurry or two for New Year's Day. In Yakima, keeping the forecast dry through Thursday, then maybe a wintry mix possible Saturday and Sunday. In Ellensburg, watching the possibility for freezing fog tomorrow morning. We'll see if that extends beyond. And then for Hermiston, the pattern turns wetter and warmer into the weekend. And finally, for Walla Walla, also seeing that pattern flip towards the end of the week, and maybe some snow mixing in by Saturday.
And speaking of weather, a lot of post-holiday travelers are facing some weather delays and even some possible dangers today.
That's right. Storms spawning along with the cold front are affecting tens of millions of people. Much of the Northeast is dealing with severe snow and ice storms, and in the Midwest today, forecasters warn that blizzards are the concern.
The FAA says Chicago O'Hare Airport had a ground stop yesterday. Utilities report more than 100,000 recent power outages in the region.
Some communities are even recovering from tornado damage. Meanwhile, FlightAware is reporting about 10,000 U.S. flight delays right now and about 800 cancellations. That follows another rough day for some passengers over the weekend. Oh,
so it's just cold everywhere.
Well,
at least we don't have.
No, we're not dealing with anything like that. No, travel in and out of our airport has been pretty smooth over the past few days. Yeah, over the holidays, so that's good. But I mean, 'tis the season. That's always the tough part, right? When you start talking about holiday travel is also winter weather.
Oh, yeah.
Benefits of not traveling for the holidays, right?
Yeah. Staying home, staying cozy.
Staycation.
Exactly. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, from talking animals to pulse-pounding thrillers and a box office champ that's still breathing fire. Coming up, we're going to take a look at which movies drew the biggest crowds this weekend and who claimed that #1 spot.
auto maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Ring in the new year with First Night Tri-Cities at Giza Carousel of Dreams presented by Seattle Children's Hospital. Join us December 31st from 4 to 9 p.m. for true family fun. Starting with unlimited carousel rides, bounce houses, interactive activities, and live performances. Tons of fun for everyone and spectacular fireworks. Make memories this new year with First Night Tri-Cities. Visit firstnighttricities.com or scan the QR code now. Purchase your tickets today to speed up entry at the door.
Since 1947, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 112, has proudly trained skilled electricians through our apprenticeship program. Serving communities across Southeast Washington and Northeast Oregon, we've powered residential, commercial, and industrial projects with dedication and expertise. From today's energy demands, data centers, solar and wind farms, Local 112 electricians deliver safe, reliable solutions. Local 112, building a brighter future.
Look, if you're getting older, like I am, you're probably beginning to realize that sooner or later you're going to need some medical care. And sometimes the best place to get that care is in your own home. It just is. So if that's your situation, I suggest you call Chinook Home Health Care. There should be a number on your screen here to refer to. You give them a call. They are the people who will take care of you.
Get this exceptional offer on a 2026 Cadillac Vistic and select 2025 and 2026 Cadillac Optic and Lyric models. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, we're talking movies.
Yeah, the weekend after Christmas is always big at the box office, and this year was no exception.
Yeah, David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 movies in theaters.
We're in the middle of the jungle, and we are being hunted. Now we die.
Anaconda began its run in 5th place, earning $14.6 million.
Millie's going to be living with us.
She's going to live with us.
Andrew, I told you that.
The Housemaid dropped a spot to 4th place on $15.4 million in ticket sales.
I don't think you understand the stakes here.
Find that funny? I get nervous laughter sometimes.
Marty Supreme took 3rd place with $17.5 million. Zootopia 2 rose to 2nd place, grabbing $20 million for a domestic total of $321 million. Avatar: Fire and Ash kept the crown, adding $64 million for a 10-day domestic total of $218 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A lot of good ones.
I want to watch all of them.
We went and saw Zootopia 2.
Oh. Was it amazing?
Christmas. It was
and everything.
So cute. It was. No, we loved it.
I've been like too lazy. I don't know. Maybe it's just that post-holiday, feeling, but I need to get out there and watch at least one of those. Because so many good ones.
Yeah, it was fun. We liked it.
Does it compare to the original one, you think?
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't say that it is lesser, or you know, sometimes when there's a sequel, you're like,
It's a little bit of a fall off, but
yeah, not at all.
Good.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I expect a 3rd one.
Hope so. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it does too well to not have a 3rd one.
Well, exactly. I know. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. A tragic Christmas Day crash claiming the lives of 3 people just outside of Touchy. Authorities say a driver went off the road, hit another vehicle head on. Coming up now, we have what authorities are saying this morning and what the investigation has revealed so far.
And Christmas may be over, but your tree could still help families in need. Coming up, how a local tree recycling event is making a difference for families with serious illnesses or disabilities. The details are in your next half hour, but first, let's go to your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, restoring Rainbow Six Siege. The popular team-based combat game was shut down over the weekend following a major security breach. Hackers reportedly banning and reinstating players and handing out billions of in-game credits. The game's maker is now rolling back the fallout. China is banning retractable door handles found on Teslas and other electric vehicles. Critics claim the handles are a safety hazard in crashes. China's ban is set to take effect in 2027. The handles are also under investigation by regulators here in the U.S. The AI boom is driving up the demand for memory chips. Experts say it's leading to a shortage that will trigger higher prices for a variety of products powered by technology, including smartphones and game consoles. The shortage is causing some Japanese companies to halt productions of PCs. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay.
Love saving money? Then it's time to join AARP. Get your first full year for just $15 with automatic renewal and get a second membership free.
That's a great deal.
You'll have access to hundreds of benefits to help you save money, stay healthy, and have fun. Plus everyday discounts at top retailers, dining, and more. Your first year is just $15 with automatic renewal and get a second membership and an insulated trunk organizer for free.
Call 800-721-1050 or go online today.
Downey showed this NFL mom a clip about her son.
This smell like hot dog water, boy.
We need to do something about that. Cameron Tyler, I'm gonna show you how to rinse that odor out.
That smells a lot better.
Rinse impossible odors out in one wash.
Okay, you got this. It's just a laxative. How scary could it be? You can do hard things.
Honey, relax. It's Miralax. It works with the water in your body to hydrate and soften for gentle relief.
Relax. It's Miralax.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Monday morning, and thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
Again, it is Monday for those who may have forgotten where they're at.
We're in that weird in-between.
Who am I?
Yeah, there's no actual time frame. No one knows what the kids are rogue.
I'm rogue. I feel rogue.
We're rogue.
New Year's Eve's in 2 days. And it's National Still Need to Do Day. And I feel like that's every day for me. At least
I am ready
during this season.
I am ready to
not have a to-do list.
rage
Oh,
my house
every day. Oh, okay.
Just,
like
it's
clean
too
up
much.
everything.
Just like Christmas. Bye.
Oh.
Love you so much. Bye.
Get back to normal setting and decor and all that.
Yeah, and to the point where I just want to get rid of everything that I own and just start fresh.
I know that feeling. Oh.
There's something I've always liked taking down the Christmas tree because it's almost like a rite of passage. It's like, all right, now on to the next season.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed that.
Yeah, exactly. But we are still staying in the same season, and that is winter.
Oh, no, it's winter.
And it feels like it.
No mistake about it.
It's too cold. It's cold out there.
She came in this morning. She goes, I didn't wear enough clothes today.
Yeah, I'm like,
so cold.
running around.
This was the first morning where I almost put on the gloves heading out to. I didn't do it.
I wish. I can't find my gloves. See, I was like, I need to find my gloves.
Oh, see?
Yeah. Too cold.
You just use Josh's. He's not using them.
Okay, I'll steal them.
Bring a spare next time. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. So far, the fog has not really developed this morning. Looks like we'll have some better opportunities for that for tomorrow morning. But like we were just talking about, it is cold out there, highs in the mid-30s. At least through Thursday, it's going to be a little bit milder into this weekend. And shower chances coming back starting January 1st and beyond that. Okay, let's focus in on the freezing fog aspect. So again, for this morning, there's some up in the Cascades, not really any for lower elevations, but the chances for freezing fog are going to become a lot better over the next couple mornings because of this high pressure. Whenever we have high pressure sitting on top of us in the Pacific Northwest during December, January, that means that cold air has a tendency to drain from the mountains down into the valleys, the basin, and the foothills. So what does that mean? Well, for tonight, could see some freezing fog returning to the Kittitas Valley after midnight. And then for tomorrow, looks like the best chances for freezing fog going to be in the Walla Walla Valley and in the Kittitas Valley, but for points in between 4 a.m. to 10 a.m., that's when we could see, again, some of the freezing fog. So you would have to take it slow out on the roadways because visibility would be bad and because those roadways could be a little bit slick. Okay, we'll touch on the shower chances returning for January 1st and beyond, coming up a little bit later in the show.
Thanks, Josh. 5:34, and we begin this half hour of news following up on a crash. Washington State Patrol now identifying the second victim who passed away in a head-on crash on Highway 12 just outside of Touchy. This happened on Christmas Day. 34-year-old Gustavo Guzman Gomez and his passengers, 27-year-old Nashili Bustamante and a 6-month-old baby boy, all passed away in that crash. Washington State Patrol saying the family is from Moses Lake. Investigators say the crash happened just after 5:15, about 4 miles outside of Touchy. Authorities saying a 22-year-old driver from Benton City went off the road and hit Guzman Gomez's car head-on.
They did observe tire tracks and some damage to a guardrail on the right side westbound lane of State Route 12, indicating that the vehicle may have struck that barrier before coming back into its lane and then ultimately into the oncoming lane.
The driver from Benton City was taken to the hospital. We don't have an update on his condition at this time. Troopers say they don't believe he was under the influence of drugs or alcohol, but the crash is still under investigation.
5:35, and now to a crime alert where a Yakima woman has been arrested after hitting a man with her car on Christmas Eve. The crash happened at South 1st and South 6th Street around 6:30 p.m. The man died at the scene, and the driver who hit him, a 50-year-old woman, was arrested on suspicion of DUI and taken to jail. She's not yet been formally charged due to the holiday.
And at 5:36 in your local living, if you're in the Yakima area and looking for a place to bid farewell to your Christmas tree, well, Camp Primetime's 36th annual tree recycling event has you covered. Starting today, people can drive up, make a donation, and have their tree disposed of. All the proceeds will support Camp Primetime, which is designed for families with a member who lives with serious illness or disabilities. Camp Operations Director Kevin Holmes says he appreciates people chipping in for the camp's cause.
I'm terribly thankful, especially as one of the staff there at Camp Primetime. I mean, the impact that we're making up there isn't really something that we can quantify in terms of a monetary value and stuff.
So the fundraiser will run until January 4th. They're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and they are at the Pape Machinery on Fruitvale Boulevard.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, from social media to well-meaning friends, diet trends can spread fast, but some of the most popular weight loss advice just isn't true. We'll break down some common diet myths and what actually matters when it comes to losing weight and staying healthy. All those details are in your health headlines after the break.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6.
The party's just getting started. New Year's Rockin' Eve is turning up live with performances by Mariah Carey, Post Malone, the legendary Diana Ross, and more. New Year's Rockin' Eve live December 31st on ABC.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck, heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Since 1947, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 112, has proudly trained skilled electricians through our apprenticeship program. Serving communities across Southeast Washington and Northeast Oregon, we've powered residential, commercial, and industrial projects with dedication and expertise. From today's energy demands, data centers, solar and wind farms, Local 112 electricians deliver safe, reliable solutions. Local 112, building a brighter future.
Busy work week or feeling under the weather? Prosser Memorial Health's Prosser Clinic, located on Chardonnay Avenue, is open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Your health can't wait. Prosser Memorial Health's Prosser Clinic is open on weekends. Walk-ins are welcome, or call 509-786-1576 to make an appointment. This is how we care.
Hi,
Hi, this is Sabrina.
Hi, this is Chad.
This is Michelle. I'm calling from Hapo Community Credit Union here in Richland.
Your friend Heather nominated you to be part of our December to Remember program.
That's really awesome. Wow. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I wanted to let you know that we did pick Mom as one of our families for December to Remember.
Thank you guys so much. That's so awesome. That's such a blessing.
So what this means for you and your family is that we have a team of Hapo employees that have been diligently fundraising to provide gifts to you and your family this holiday season.
It means a lot. I work really hard, and it's just me and my daughter. Her birthday is 4 days before Christmas, so it's always a stressful time of the year. I've been battling stage 3 cancer for the last year and a half now, so.
We're looking forward to being a part of your Christmas story this year.
Well, thank you.
Have a great day, and I hope Mom has a good surgery, okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. Hit by a big truck? I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
The year 2025.
2025.
2025.
2025 was
Crazy. Epic. 2025 was wild. It's the year 2025 with Robin Roberts.
Oh, what a year.
Tonight on ABC.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Definitely not seeing the widespread definitely not seeing the widespread snow and ice that we were seeing on the map for our roadways just last week, but we are seeing some snow this morning in the Blue Mountains. So let's go ahead and show you what the boots on the ground at ODOT are saying. Spots of ice at Cabbage Hill and Interstate 84, so traction tires are advised. And then for Oregon 204 at Tollgate, compact snow, traction tires also advised. So if you're about to travel on Oregon 204, Interstate 84, US 395 going south, just a safe bet. Just take things slow out there. Okay, a zone-by-zone tour of your temperatures for this morning. 18 degrees in Ellensburg, 19 degrees in Cle Elum, 30 for Vantage. And then up and down the Yakima Valley, we're seeing mid to upper 20s. For the lower Columbia Basin, 24 for the Tri-Cities, 25 for the Hanford site, 30 degrees in Benton City. And then for the Blue Foothills, mid-20s up and down the foothills. Looks like we're exclusively in the 20s for the highest terrain of the Blue Mountains as well. So here's your coat cast for this Monday. This is a pretty easy coat forecast, just heavy jacket weather all throughout the day. As lower elevations, we'll see some sunshine, so that's going to be the bonus. But the downside is that it's going to be chilly with high temperatures stuck in the low to mid 30s. Okay, but we will warm up towards the end of the week. That's going to coincide with rain chances going up, which I'll talk about coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 542, and it's a question that many of you probably ask every day. Ugh, the dreaded. What should we have for dinner?
That's right. So if you're trying to reach health goals, it may be harder to find an answer to that question. And experts say wrong food choices are made every day because of certain misconceptions.
So in today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has 5 food myths to leave behind as we move into 2026.
From social media to well-meaning friends, food trends can spread like fire, and they're not always true.
As anyone who's tried any food trend, it's not a one-size-fits-all.
Registered dietitian Julia Zampano with Cleveland Clinic says the first common myth, to lose weight, you have to give up all your favorite foods.
Maybe you have it a little less often at a smaller portion, but I think all foods can fit into a plan.
Next, avoid grain products when trying to lose weight. That's false. Zampano says it's a matter of how much of those you're eating, what you're pairing them with, and how you prepare them.
It's most important just to choose whole grains and a very balanced diet.
Third, going gluten-free is healthier. Zampano says if you have gluten sensitivity, yes, avoid gluten. But she says that doesn't equal weight loss.
Gluten-free products are pretty much the same product like bread, but just made with a flour that doesn't have that protein in it.
Fourth, avoid all fats to lose weight. Again, false. Zampano says fat is essential to our bodies, but she says to limit the intake and focus on eating healthy fats. Finally, going vegetarian helps you lose weight and be healthier. That's a myth. While plant-based diets are healthy, simply avoiding meat doesn't necessarily equate to healthier outcomes.
You may not be meeting your protein needs, your calcium needs, or other nutrient needs. Make sure you get all your nutrient needs by the food choices you're making.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And one more myth that experts say they often hear is that dairy products are fattening and unhealthy. However, that is false because it's an important food group providing needed nutrients.
But like everything else, they of course suggest to keep portions of dairy products controlled. And for those who can't tolerate dairy, you can choose alternatives as well. Everything in moderation, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Balance.
Balance. All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint. Everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. It's 5:44, and we're giving you a live look outside from our BuyMart camera in Yakima. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert with your full first alert forecast and some chilly temperatures.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
It's like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house. Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red?
So you only check it twice?
Well, yes.
Nissan tests every model thousands of times. We even test them for severe Arctic weather. No wonder Nissan is J.D. Power's #1 in new vehicle quality. Hold on to that hat, Santa.
Hurry, holiday savings end January 5th at the Nissan year-end event. Now get 0% APR for 60 months when financed through NMAC, or get up to $5,000 customer cash on select new models.
What have we got?
The Andersons. All night, tossing and turning, bad backs, sleep score at an all-time low.
Round up the team.
At Denver Mattress, going undercover is literally how we solve problems.
And when we find sleepers waking up with aches and pains, we turn to the Tempur-Pedic Adapt, designed for ultimate pressure relief that uniquely adapts to your body's pressure points.
And right now, save $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right Tempur-Pedic.
At Good Shepherd, we're your primary care providers from the time your baby is born to caring for loved ones in older age. We're with your family every step of the way, with specialty services like kidney and heart care, urology, orthopedics, and cancer treatment. We provide the care you deserve close to home. And when life takes an unexpected turn, our urgent care team is here for you 7 days a week, because your health can't wait. Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Ellensburg is a great place to visit all year long. Let's talk with some local businesses. This is Ellensburg.
I'm Megan West, owner of Claim Clothing in downtown Ellensburg. Claim Clothing is a store located in our downtown core of Ellensburg, Washington. There is something happening all year long in Ellensburg.
Ellensburg is awesome. We have a great community, we've got a university, and you've got a huge community of locals and outdoor enthusiasts.
You've got great restaurants and wine, and yeah, there's a lot to do downtown in Ellensburg.
It's a great time to buy, great time for traditions.
It's like loading up a Ford SUV and going to Grandma's house. Hitting the slopes in a built wild Bronco.
Or making the big delivery with Ford F-Series.
Does it come in red?
Judy Justice, today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yes, it is going to be a cold end to 2025. Now, we're not super abnormally cold. We're a little bit below average, but let's show you what that looks like in practice for today. Okay, these aren't the low temperatures. These are the high temperatures. Pretty much all of it's going to be in the 30s. Could have some 20s up in the highest terrain of the Blues, but 35 for the Tri-Cities, 34 for Walla Walla, 31 degrees in Ellensburg. So we'll probably keep it below freezing all throughout the day there in the Kittitas Valley. Then for tonight, this is when we start to get the real cold stuff. 20 for Ellensburg, 20 for Yakima, 22 degrees for the Tri-Cities. Looks like all of us are in the 20s. If there's any plus side to this, at least we're not even colder than that. Okay, here are the high temperatures over the next 7 days in the Yakima Valley. We're going to keep things pretty steady through Thursday. We'll keep it about 5 degrees colder than normal for this time of the year, but starting to increase our temperatures slowly but surely, warming things back up to pretty seasonal stuff by Friday, and then a little bit above average for Saturday and Sunday. What does that mean? Probably just means low to mid 40s as opposed to mid 30s. So still definitely brisk out there. Then the overnight lows going to be hovering around 20 degrees through Wednesday night, and then a little bit of a pivot for Thursday night, back up around 30 degrees for the nights of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that uptick in temperatures, that is going to correlate directly with an uptick in rain chances for Thursday and beyond. So here's what that's going to look like in the Tri-Cities. About 10 to 20% chances of rainfall for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Look, some of these days, maybe there could be some flurries mixing in, but it doesn't look like any significant accumulations are going to be on the docket. And then in the Yakima Valley, 20% rain chances for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, maybe could see some snow mixing in, but accumulation should be pretty minimal. In fact, rainfall accumulations during this stretch going to be pretty pitiful for lower elevations. Then in terms of the snowfall from 4 a.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. next Monday, maybe some nuisance snowfall for passes. We'll see how this evolves throughout the course of the week. Here is the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Cold and dry through Wednesday, then perhaps a flurry or two for New Year's Day. For Yakima, keeping the forecast dry through Thursday, then maybe a wintry mix possible Saturday and Sunday. In Ellensburg, watching the possibility for freezing fog tomorrow morning. We'll see if that extends beyond. And then for Hermiston, the pattern turns wetter and warmer into the weekend. And finally, for Walla Walla, also seeing that pattern flip towards the end of the week and maybe some snow mixing in by Saturday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 5:50. Time for your morning sprint, starting with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Deputies in Benton County responded to reports of a disturbance involving 2 men early Sunday morning. It happened in East Kennewick. Call came in around 2:30 near East 23rd Avenue and Oak Street. Deputies searched the area. They found one man walking nearby. Authorities say that man had 2 outstanding warrants for his arrest. He was initially uncooperative, and deputies were able to use some de-escalation techniques and then took him into custody without incident. During that search, though, investigators say they found suspected illegal drugs and drug paraphernalia, and that man then was booked into Benton County Jail on those warrants and additional drug-related charges.
Washington State Patrol has identified the second victim in the deadly crash on Highway 12 near Touchy on Christmas Day. 34-year-old Gustavo Guzman Gomez and his passengers, 27-year-old Nashley Bustamante and a 6-month-old baby boy. They were all killed in that crash. Investigators say a 22-year-old driver went off the road and struck their car head-on just after 5:15 p.m. That driver was taken to the hospital. Still no update on their condition. WSP says alcohol is not believed to be a factor and the crash is still under investigation.
Now, Washington State Patrol Trooper Tara Marissa Guting is being remembered as a woman who lived with purpose and served with compassion. Guting was killed in the line of duty on December 19th while responding to a crash on Highway 509. She was born in Hawaii, loved fishing, family, and animals. Now, before joining State Patrol, she served 8 years in the Army National Guard. Family members, fellow troopers, all saying her positivity, kindness, and commitment to changing the face of law enforcement left a lasting impact, one they say will never be forgotten.
Benton County Fire Protection District 2 is rolling out new safety technology designed to protect emergency crews and drivers. The district's vehicles are now equipped with Haws Alerts Safety Cloud system. It sends digital alerts to nearby drivers through apps like Waze and Apple Maps, giving them about 30 seconds to slow down and move over. Officials say the system could reduce crash risks by as much as 90%.
And drivers passing Poppy Machinery this week may notice some signs for Camp Primetime's annual tree recycling event. The fundraiser allows people to drop off their Christmas trees, make a donation, and support Camp Primetime, an organization that provides free camping experiences for families living with serious illness or disability. Organizers say the event raises up to $14,000 each year with the help of dozens of volunteers. All proceeds go directly towards creating accessible outdoor experiences for families who otherwise might not have the opportunity. The event will run through the end of the holiday season on January 4th.
International headlines this morning. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky met with President Donald Trump Sunday at Mar-a-Lago, and this was part of an ongoing effort to explore a possible path toward ending the war in Ukraine. The meeting lasted more than 3 hours and focused on a revised peace proposal aimed at resolving the conflict that began with Russia's invasion in 2022. After the talks, neither side announced a breakthrough, saying discussions remain complex and will require more time. Trump, who also spoke by phone earlier with Russian President Vladimir Putin, said U.S., Ukrainian, and European officials are expected to continue negotiations in the coming weeks. Any potential peace agreement would ultimately require approval from both Ukraine and Russia.
In your business headlines this morning at 5:54, New Yorkers and tourists alike have shared the experience of swiping a Metro card, often the wrong way, for almost 3 decades. Now, on January 1st, will be the end of the line for the blue and yellow card. The Metropolitan Transit Authority will no longer sell Metro cards, though they'll still be accepted for now. Riders will have to switch to contactless systems called Omni, that's short for One Metro New York. The new system replaces swipe for taps of your smartphone or smartwatches, credit cards, or Omni cards. Riders will also be able to purchase Omni cards for $1. MTA says the change will save the agency $20 million a year.
In your health headlines this morning, more than 60 people across at least 22 states have gotten sick with salmonella, and the outbreak is linked to raw oysters. That's according to the CDC, and they say at least 20 people have been hospitalized, but at last check, no deaths have been reported. No recall has been announced because officials said a common source of the oysters had not yet been identified. The FDA is also investigating.
55 talking sports this morning. The Kraken skating to a strong win last night, beating the Philadelphia Flyers 4-1 at Climate Pledge Arena. Seattle taking control in the second period and never looking back, adding to the lead in the third, shutting the door late. 2 empty net goals sealed the win as Seattle extended its season best win streak to 4 games. Kraken back on the ice tonight, hosting the Vancouver Canucks at Climate Pledge.
Trending now this morning, in a first, the famous New Year's Eve ball will drop twice in Times Square in 2026. The second time will mark the nation's 250th anniversary.
So it's the first time that there will be a second ball drop since the Times Square tradition started on New Year's Eve in 1907. That second drop will then come on July 3rd, the night before Independence Day.
For New Year's Eve, after the drop, the ball will be relit in red, white, and blue in an America 250 design. A preview of how it will look for the second drop. Then 2,000 pounds of patriotic confetti will be set off.
And the night will wrap up with a pyrotechnics display to Ray Charles' version of America the Beautiful.
I love it. Celebrating 250 years.
I recently learned that Idaho does a potato drop.
Yes.
That's amazing. I need to check that out. That's on my bucket list. That's hilarious.
Known for the famous potatoes.
Like, I'd rather see that than that now. Potato drop.
The
Love
potato
it.
drop. Yeah. And Idaho. All right. Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up at our 6 o'clock hour. Speaking of the new year, Washington and Oregon are making some big changes for workers and families. Coming up, the new laws that'll take effect and how it might impact your paycheck, taxes, and more coming up in 2026.
Plus, a zoo in Tacoma is celebrating 2 new otters this holiday season. Coming up, how these little champs are making a big splash at Point Defiance. Details in your 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
Tracking some cold air, maybe some freezing fog, but thankfully it looks like we'll trend a little bit warmer, but also a little bit wetter towards the end of the week. So I'll talk about all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.